Catherine Brown, and my business is called Initial Call. I have been in business since 2002, and just a very brief overview that gives you the perspective just about my sales background is that my firm provides inside sales services to other businesses. And the salespeople that do those calls and do the sales qualifying live all around the country. And my clients are all around the country. And our goal is to provide employee-like talent and resources to people without the headaches of having to hire employees. So that just giving you a little bit of background that we do a lot of sales work for other people. And I have some observations that I've made over the years from that experience of representing other companies that I thought I would share to you, particularly as women business owners. In preparation for today, I recently read a book that I would like to commend to you. This is Marion Brem's book, Women Make the Best Salesmen. And Marion has built multiple car dealerships, which is difficult in a mostly male industry. And she wrote about this experience. If you're sitting here today, I'd ask you to consider maybe your own definition of sales. You might be thinking, I'm a business owner. I have salespeople that work for me, and I'm not really in sales. But if you think about sales with this broader definition that's listed up here, it's just about a transaction between people, and it needs to be good for both of you. So in that sense, everyone is in sales all the time. If you've ever tried to persuade anyone of anything, in a way, you're in sales, right? And so Marion's premise is that there are some things that are particular about women and their gifts and skills that make them very adept. They can be very adept at sales. So let's look at that. If sales is about helping others, then we are great. Then we are really well positioned to do a good job with that because women are relationship builders. Okay? I'd ask you to think about your network of people. I am friends with the parents at my children's school, relationships I've cultivated over the years. I keep up with friends that I knew from college in Houston many years ago that now live all over the country. I know my neighbors. I have friends from church. I'm friends with my husband's colleagues. Just a lot of different networks of people. And the reason this matters, and I would ask you to think about it, it's not just in your immediate professional environment necessarily that you want to think about with that range of networks. You have all kinds of people. And so those people are either people that can buy from you, or they're people that know someone who can buy from you, right? The second point to that is that when we take good care of people and of our customers, then they want to refer business to us. And Marion makes reference to this in her book by explaining that she implemented a very basic contact management system for her customers, where she tracked their birthdays. If that would be relevant in your industry and you could do that sincerely and that would come across appropriately, I know that's not right for everybody, but I think especially in something that is business to consumer, that's retail or personal service oriented, it's very appropriate to remember special dates of other people and reach out to them. The other suggestion that I've read that I thought was excellent was that she carved out 30 minutes at the end of each day where she returned calls that were personal but to her customers. And that's when she would say, hey, I noticed when you were in here Thursday, you just felt terrible. Are you feeling better? Just thoughtful things. If you can do that sincerely in your industry, and that's not so weird, that would be, possibly considered strange in some circles, but in many circles it would be acceptable. And it's warm and it's sincere, and people like buying from people that they think are warm and sincere. The last point to this is that if you have, as you think about your network of people, and all of those relationships and your friends' relationships, you can gain access to your friends' relationships. Now, you need to do this with permission. You need to ask for referrals, and then you need to treat those very preciously. Just a word of caution is that if someone recommends you and allows you to use their name, you want to treat that as the very special thing that it is. And so we don't want, even accidentally, of course, none of us would do it on purpose, but even showing up late or being unprepared, slandering a competitor, or even not being appropriately dressed. Those are all things that would actually embarrass our friends, and we want to make our friends proud to be associated with us. So those are things just to think about in leveraging those networks. The next talent that I really love is I read a lot of psychology, specifically social psychology, and I love that my intuition that told me that women are good at reading other people, it's actually substantiated with data, okay? So there has been data to substantiate this statement through a variety of studies that have been conducted since the 1970s. Multiple studies that have been conducted in the university environment show over and over again that women are better than men at decoding and remembering nonverbal communication. Okay, so why does this matter? Well, the first reason it matters is because people give hints. If you have the advantage of selling to someone face-to-face, okay, I do a lot of phone work, so I don't always have that advantage, but if you have the advantage of selling face-to-face, then you can watch body language and you can watch for hints. Okay, think about a couple in a jewelry store, right? Think about places where you might have seen this go down. I think even more commonly than people dropping hints is the fact that all of us don't really always know what we want. We have to purchase something, right? We know we need a new piece of software, or we know we need new electronics equipment, or we know we need a gift for someone. And we are determined to make that decision, but we actually need a lot of help because we don't really know what we want. You have the opportunity to befriend them and to guide their purchase and to help craft their vision. And I have a personal example to this. I'm in the process of redesigning my house to bring my mother in to live with us. And we had multiple design meetings that we had set up in order to plan what this bathroom renovation would look like. We need the bathroom to be handicap accessible. And I shared with my architect that my mother has always prided herself with being very independent, and her recent health has made her less independent. So this has been a source of frustration. Okay, in a separate design meeting, I shared with him that she loves to garden. And I joked that I want her to take over all of my landscaping because I don't enjoy doing that very much. All right, after a series of meetings, do you know what this architect did? He heard everything I said, didn't even really know what I wanted, but he pulled together the most beautiful plan that includes ways for my mother to get outside easily without having to let her children know her whereabouts every second. And he created a personal patio for her own gardening and has created this custom plan that is beautiful and significantly more expensive than what I originally had in mind, okay? And bravo for him, because now I think, well, I just have to have this plan because it's custom and it's tailored. And I made the mistake of telling her about it, and she just thinks the personal patio is the greatest thing she's ever heard. So bravo to him, right? This is a man who was lovely and did a lovely job of taking advantage of the fact that I didn't really know what I wanted to craft the vision and combine all the hints and nonverbal cues to sell more than I had originally set out to buy. So I think that is a great example. It really does happen in real life. Next, let's just take a moment and think about today's buyers. As women in sales, you have such a huge advantage because all things being equal, let's say your product is sold the exact way someone else distributes it. But if the price is similar, the quality is the same, all things being equal, women like to buy from people like themselves. Right, so you have an advantage if you are selling to women. You've probably heard many of the statistics, but I'll just name a few of the more astounding ones. Collectively, women earn over $1 trillion a year. Women make 91% of home purchasing decisions, 65% of new car buying decisions. I mean, they have a lot of buying power. And so being a woman today in your industry is good for you because all things being equal, people like to buy from people like themselves.